Don't you folks just love your friends? Doesn't everyone have friends?
Yeah.
Yeah? You got friends? That's good. See, your friends are the people who are there for you whenever you need them, right? You know, they support you. You know, when that girl breaks up with you and you just want to drink your way through, really, you want to ignore those feelings and address them and all, right? You know, or if you get a flat on the side of 408, you know, they're the ones who come there to help you out, to watch as you try to change the tire yourself, and then kind of make sure you don't get hit by a car or anything like that. You know, your friends really are the people who encourage you to do things that you're not going to do normally. You know, they encourage you to go for that promotion that you feel like you deserve. You might not, but you feel like it. They encourage you to get your education, you know, pursue your dreams. They tell you to go hit on those girls that are way out of your league, you know, that you have no chance with. And they're also the people who encourage you to do things like, you know, stand up, right? You know, go talk to people in public because you're funny, right? You can tell jokes, parties and stuff. See, the truth about your friends, particularly your close ones, is the main feature, despite all the good things that they do, is they like to watch you fail. Right? You know, your friends like to set you up so they can see that you reach for success and then fall suddenly to the ground. You know, because honestly, I mean, we all have friends. Another friend's failure is really your own entertainment, just to watch them, you know, kind of hurt themselves. So when you hear something like, hey, you can do stand-up. You're funny. Go ahead. You think, no, you're screwing with me. No, really, no. And now you're trapped, right? You've already got it in your head. You got the idea that, yeah, I can probably do this. I mean, what? I've seen other people do this. Why not? So now, instead of just casually telling jokes and spitting the shit with your friends, right, you find that you're rehearsing them. Right? And not in front of people, you're doing it at home, in front of your mirror, in the shower, even as you're walking to and from class, just walking back and forth. Right, all right, yeah. You know, then you go to the next step, right? You actually start telling these jokes in groups, different groups of your friends, so you can test them, right? You can tell them here, tell them there, see which ones are funny, see which ones aren't funny. You know, the ones that are funny, you're like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna mark that down, I'm gonna keep it. But the ones that aren't funny, you get kind of offended. You know, people don't know why. It's like, yeah, you told a bad joke. Who gives a shit, right? But you're kind of offended, all right? You know, so you keep practicing, you go through all of this until, you know, finally you've met it, all right? There is no more procrastination. You know, you don't have tests the next day. You have nothing holding you back, so you bite the bullet and you do it. You just sign up to go to an open mic, all right? You get to the bar a little bit early, right? You know, because you want to be prepared. You've been telling all your friends that it's a venue because you figured if you say venue as opposed to bar, it's a little bit classier. You know, get more people interested. It's like, hey man, coming to the venue, don't you want to see me? No, I practice this shit. It's good, right? And you just gotta sit there, pacing back and forth, drinking your one beer. You don't want to drink two beers. If you drink two beers, you've lost your edge. But if you drink your one, you know, you've eased your nerves. You just drink that one beer and then stop. And as you walk back and forth, marching back and forth, trying to not look nervous, but really you're fucking shaking your fucking shoes out, right? You might as well not be wearing them at that point. Kind of greet your friends casually, you know, not really paying attention to anything they're saying because you're really just going over your set over and over and over again. All right, two blondes walk into a bar, knock joke. Blind man picks up a hammer and saw. Gorillas have big nostrils. All right, and you just do that over and over and over again. Yeah, until finally, you look back at the front door and who's walking through but your best friend and the girl of your dreams. They come up and they introduce themselves, they're talking to you, and you... Nothing. You got nothing. You have absolutely no idea what to say. When you finally manage to come through from that dumbfounded blank stare, you hear your friend whisper in your ear, oh so quietly, hey man, this is your chance. Don't fuck it up. After you've gone through your head every single possible route of how you can fuck this up, even the ones that don't make sense, the ones that involve bicycles and flaming hoops and fish raining from the ceiling, then you finally manage to get up the energy and through sheer force of will change the direction in which you're thinking to something a little bit more productive. It's like, you know what? My friend's right. This is my chance. The girl of my dreams has just walked through the door, my one and only, and this is my chance. Take my hat off, throw it in the ring, and show her what the hell I'm made of. but really, what do I got? What can I use, right? I mean, this is my one chance, and my one and only has walked through the door, so what can I do? I mean, what do you do for a woman so perfect, so beautiful, so gorgeous? It's like one of the few women in your life that has inspired you to write poetry. Well, maybe that's it. Maybe you could recite some poetry. I mean, you could just reach back to the composition notebook that you had in high school, right? The one that, is black now, not because it came black, but because you filled in all the white spots with your Sharpie, to fool your dark, decrepit soul, really get people feeling what you were feeling, and, when you're 16 and a sophomore in high school, because you have deep thoughts back then, you're like, yeah, all right, let's do some poetry. I drink you, for your body secretes liquid that nourishes me. Your spittle is sweet, like syrup on wheat pancakes. I would cover you, or cover me in your sweetness, before I consume you whole. Your body becomes part of me, and together we make a complete dish. Nourishing and satisfying.
Did that insinuate something? I'm missing the message.
Really, it would be perfect, right? Poetry, that's how you get a woman's heart. I mean, it shows that you're sensitive, it shows that you're artistic, and doing it in front of a crowd of strangers is the best route to go through it. I mean, it'd be perfect. Or creepy. Maybe it'd be creepy. I mean, really, when you think about it, doing poetry. Yes, actually, the allegory that I was giving in there was sex. It was a poem about sex. Mom, don't pay attention to that.
Sorry, keep going.
All right. But yeah, no, really. I mean, poetry would be perfect. It shows that you're artistic and that you can, put words together and have sentences, not with good punctuation, but sentences. And, or it'd be just outright creepy. I mean, no, actually poetry in a crowd to seduce a woman is creepy. You can't do that. You can't pour your heart and soul out to somebody that you care about in front of, when you haven't even dated them. I mean, they just look at you like you're some type of stalker. The reaction would be more like, wait, right? No. Everybody in that crowd from that point on would look at you as the sad emo kid that really it's just better to avoid, and you curse yourself to go dateless for the rest of your life until your mother finally hooks you up with an intern from work just so you have a date to one of your third cousin's weddings. I mean, that's not the route you want. You need something more subtle. You need something that spreads a wide net, that can be a message to anybody, but you can also connect as a message to her. I mean, musicians do it all the time, make you feel like you're the only one, but they're really just sending it to everybody. I mean, actually, maybe that's it. Maybe you can sing. I mean, when you think about it, you did musicals in high school, right? You have a voice. Why not try that? In fact, you did West Side Story. You got the perfect song. Yeah. Make of our hearts one heart, make of our hands one hand, make of our life one true life, one heart. No, that is way too heavy. I mean, you're going to a bar here. There's going to be people who want to listen to rock music. You need something a little bit more, I don't know, up to date. And really, when you think about that song, it's about, falling in love and getting married. It's kind of blunt. It's not really that wide net you're trying to cast. But there's got to be other music. You could go cliche, I suppose. I mean, what song has been overplayed so often that anybody could apply it to? Hell, Frank Sinatra sang one. He didn't come up with it, but they generally give him the credit. L is for the way you look at me. O is for the only one I see. V is very, very extra. And then you make sure that as you hit that money note, the one that really sells your talent, you take eye contact with the person you're trying to send that message to, and you wink. really secure that message with a wink. So they know that even though that's going to everybody, really, it's just going to them. Just to them. You can picture it now as it comes forth, being painted in your mind, right? After the set, you get a smattering of applause. Nothing big. Nothing big. That's right, guys. Smattering. Please. You came here to see me. Smattering. I'm asking you for it. Later. All right. Being painted in your mind as you get off, you get out, right? You're making eye contact across the bar, but you're still a little too shy to talk to each other, talking to your other friends first. But through guile and sly maneuverability, you manage to work out walking her to her car all by yourself, right? It's a little awkward at first, it's kind of quiet, but you talk, all right? She says, I'm surprised you were able to do that. I could never do that. You're like, well, I really don't know where that came from. It just kind of happened, I didn't practice or anything. That's just what came out when I went on stage, right? Yeah. As you reach the car door, there's an awkward yet a giddy pause, right? The silence suddenly broken by an uncomfortable laugh, and she says, you can call me sometime. If you want. And then she gives you a kiss on your cheek, soft like a raindrop. And as her car pulls into the darkness, and you turn and walk away, you can't help but be overcome by the feeling that this is such an 80s teen movie, and you just fist bump. Frozen in time. Thank you, I'm Fox Marshall, and if you liked my set, like me on Facebook. Oh my God, next! The guy's just finished. Your time is up. What are you gonna do? All right. I mean, you're not prepared for this. You're not even sure why you're here. You're kind of being ushered up. They've already introduced your name, and as you're being politely ushered to the microphone stand, this one, this microphone stand right here. You look into the audience. The very first thing that you notice is that they can see you. Right? You were told there'd be stage lights protecting you and a soft glow of protection where they could see you, but you wouldn't be able to see them. But you can look and make eye contact with every person in the audience, and their judging eyes going over every inch of your body, measuring you, hearing every word and wondering what is going wrong. They're going to take everything you say, take it the wrong way, and compare it to everybody else. You just are not prepared to deal with this. You're pacing back and forth in your mind, shaking uncontrollably, like you just got back from the future with Parkinson's. What are you supposed to do? And in the back of your mind, finally, all of those kid stories that you heard from your parents, and about how courage, it's not about not being fearful, it's about experiencing that fear and then choking it down and overcoming it. And you're like, yeah, all right, sure, I can do that. All right, and you think to yourself, what do I got? All right, well, I'm rehearsed, right? I've organized this, organized it, blonde joke, knock joke, blind man picked up a hammer and saw, gorillas with big nostrils, all right. So I'm coming here with a set that's not only rehearsed, but it's organized and it's well practiced, which is the same thing as rehearsed. So you take a deep breath, finally deciding what you're going to do in that moment before you go up to that mic, and you walk up with strong, steady steps, stare dead-eyed out at the audience, and